I was grumpy, I was unsociable, I didn't talk to anybody, my children didn't like me anymore, I had a bad relationship with my husband. Things were just going so wrong for me. I just couldn't function, I had low self-esteem. I just didn't know where to turn to next, and I thought my life was just about as bad as it was ever going to get.
My long-term health condition made me feel isolated, depressed, frustrated. My brain was in a fog and I couldn't seem to make anybody understand how I felt.
I was also having trouble within my marriage, and the depression started to creep in, which is often part of a long-term health condition. And on a visit to my consultant, I was introduced to the Expert Patients Programme.
The Expert Patients Programme is available to residents of East and West Kent who are living with one or more long-term health conditions. In fact, of the 1.3 million residents of this area, around 400,000 will have a condition that will be with them for life. Whether you are newly diagnosed or have been living with the condition for some time, it can feel as if you're the only person in the world coping with the problem. The Expert Patients Programme is a free 6-week course for anyone living with any long-term health condition and takes a look at a range of topics which includes dealing with pain and extreme tiredness, coping with feelings of depression, relaxation techniques and exercise, healthy eating, communicating with family, friends and health professionals, and finally, planning for the future.
That first day was so daunting. Was I going to be the worst of the people there? Was there going to be people there that was nothing like me? But actually no. You know, everybody was at the same place. We were all very at rock bottom. We all needed something in our lives to get us back into focus. And by the end of that first session, we were friends, we'd made new friends, we were all upbeat, we couldn't wait to come again the following week. It was great.
Well, certainly apart from the things that are on the board already, I feel a sense of frustration, not being able to do some of the things that I wanted to do in the past, and also a lack of control.
The course was structured very well. You would just go in initially obviously very nervous, and you were greeted by your tutors and made very welcome, had a cup of tea, cup of coffee, and then it was just introduced what was going to be happening on that exact day, what was going to be happening in the future. So your tutors prepared you very well for exactly what was going to be coming in.
The Expert Patients Programme has been developed to help counter feelings of isolation and help individuals with similar problems share their experience. By working together as a group, so much more can be achieved than when working alone.
Attending the course every week gave me such a buzz, meeting people, taking their ideas. It gave me inspiration to try things that had fallen by the wayside again. Got me back doing activities that I thought I couldn't do, but by breaking it down into easy steps, I was able to manage these activities. Gave me far more confidence and boosted my self-esteem no end.
The learning techniques were quite different to anything else that I'd seen before, having left school at 15 and now being the age that I was when I learnt. But it was always reinforced. Every week you had the action plan. Every week you did problem solving. So for people like me who don't pick up things very quickly, eventually that got in. And the fact that you wrote things down, and I still do that today. I still do my action plans. I write them down. I might have to change them, but at least it's written down. And for me, personally, that's how I learn.
Yes, maybe do it into half hours rather than one. I referred Liz to the Expert Patients programme because when Liz was first referred to myself, she had become very isolated and housebound. And as part of her long-term conditions, I felt that she wasn't particularly coping very well with her lifestyle and how she would overcome the emotional aspects of her condition. She'd had lots of hospital admissions, and I felt that the programme would benefit both her physical and emotional aspects of her long-term conditions.
I was so low before I started the course. I really didn't feel as though there was anywhere else to go. And I'd lost all my self-esteem. I'd lost all my confidence in myself. And I did the course and it gave it back to me, which was fantastic. I never thought I'd feel like this again. I feel like a person again, a real proper person instead of a disabled person. I can do voluntary work now, which I really enjoy. And I also make cards, which I love doing. It's something I can do, and I've got confidence in myself to do it.
It was great the way that after week 2, I think it was, we were encouraged to buddy up with somebody. In fact, my buddy has now become a long-term friend, and we still do lunch together on a regular basis. Illnesses, we actually all worry about the same things, don't we? It boosted our confidence week by week. They very gently eased us into subjects. Nothing was too scary straight off. And by the end of the week, our confidence, I would say everybody in the group, their confidence was soaring. We all gained such a lot from the different activities we did, meeting new friends.
What makes the Expert Patients programme unique is that our tutors are not healthcare professionals. They all live with a long-term health condition and have been through the programme themselves.
Well, as a sufferer of a long-term condition, I decided to do the course. And I got so much out of the course that I decided to become a tutor. I think the key messages that I hope to convey through the 6-week course is the fact that there is an alternative for people who have a long-term chronic condition, and everybody who goes on the course and takes part gets something positive out of it at the end of the 6 weeks.
People that have benefited from the programme have come from all walks of life and have gained new skills to help them live with their long-term conditions, which range from asthma to multiple sclerosis and from fibromyalgia to arthritis. During the course, people learned self-management techniques to help them feel more in control and able to make informed decisions about living with their condition.
One of the best things for me on the course was the 7 steps, which helped you to analyse any problems you've got. And you use the 7 steps on doing that, and you come to a conclusion on the end, which helps you tremendously.
It was very good because it wasn't just, you weren't getting bombarded with facts. There was interaction between yourself and the tutor, between fellow participants, and it wasn't just within the class structure. When you broke or at the end, you could have time to talk, and I found that was as useful, to be honest, as spending the time with the tutors in the class situation, because then you could learn from other people that, it's not just me, and it didn't matter what condition anyone had. We were all the same, really, in the group. We all experienced similar problems.
The Expert Patients programme gave me the ability to ask questions, to feel more confident, to think perhaps there was a role in this life that I could do, lifted some of the depression and thought perhaps I wasn't as useless as I thought I once was. The course has changed my life by giving me back my life. I've got back into doing my yoga, back into doing dancing. I'm back out in the world, and it's given me this sense of belonging again. I've met so many wonderful people, so many opportunities. It's lovely.
The course has got me my family back, and I'm back in my family. I lost track of being a mum, being a wife, and now I've got a very happy family around me, and I just love being in the middle of them. And I'm just loving life again.
I'd recommend the course to people with long-term health conditions because it's a straightening out tool. You can get things focused in your mind, other people to help, strangers. Sometimes strangers are better than your family. It gives you that incentive to move on. And for people with long-term health conditions, you know there's no cure. You've just got to manage it. But we all need help. And by doing this course, not only get the tutors to help you, but other participants. And if you go on, there's lots of other people there to help, and not be frightened of it.
At the end of the 6 weeks, many of the participants continue to provide support for one another. We arrange a reunion after 3 months, and it is lovely to see the progress that everyone has made. If you or anyone you know would like to join us on one of our courses, you can phone or email me for further information. Alternatively, you can check out our website.